Welcome to another episode of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. We are documenting the journey of entrepreneurs one digital footprint at a time. Eric Lacz, ADWORXlocal.com.
Yep.
And Executive Director of Maricopa Business Council, City of Maricopa.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing very well today, and yourself?
Did you have to? I'm doing all right. Did you have to drive all the way from Maricopa all the way up here?
It's not a long drive, but I brought some support with me, and he actually did the driving. So
you take the Diamond Lane to get up here, and it wasn't that bad.
Not at all. Not at all.
So tell us a little bit about firstly, tell us a little bit about your business. What do you do with that?
Well, I'll throw this out there. I'm a serial entrepreneur.
All right.
I am one of those people where I love the aspect of starting and building a business. So ADWORX Local is a digital media marketing agency.
All right.
Essentially what we do is we work with small businesses that need to get the word out but don't want to do it via print. And when I say print is newspapers, magazine advertising, things like that. Our focus is things like website, search engine optimization, using things
phone
like
apps.
Yeah. Also, social media is very big. So many people out there will get on things like Facebook, and Facebook has become, I don't want to call it the new eBay, but essentially Facebook has opened doors where people can sell products and services right on there without any additional costs.
Is becoming a YouTube, is becoming an Amazon, is becoming a social media chat platform. I mean, it's
without a doubt.
Just everything. And so your company helps businesses kind of advertise or brand themselves through those platforms.
We do all that. We actually help them manage what they're doing. We don't necessarily come out and say, okay, we want to sell you this package. A lot of times it's just consulting with them to point them in the right direction or to find out what is actually going to work for them. The simple truth about marketing a small business is not all advertising or marketing works for every business.
Sure.
You have to test. And that's probably one of the biggest things. So we always sit down with our clientele and we'll tell them, the first 90 days you work with us, there's no charge. And they look at me and go, well, how do you make your money? I'm building a long-term relationship. And while my time is valuable in this business, it's also the one tool that I can use to market what I do.
And you want to be able to show folks that what you're doing is valuable, and it's got some returns, so that after the 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, they see that there's some value to what you're doing.
Very much so.
Right.
And when you think about it, when a small business advertises, and I don't care where it is, you pay for it up front. There's no guarantees that it's going to work for you. So you're taking a shot at it saying, okay, will this get me the business I want? What we try to do is we sit down with the entrepreneur and say, what is your goal with this? The main thing is, do you want more customers? Do you need clients? Do you want just steady reoccurring income from this, depending on the type of business it is, so that we can help them look at all their resources.
You talked about being a serial entrepreneur, so what did you do before?
Oh, let's see.
Or what have you done before?
I've owned and operated a total of 22 businesses in the past 30 years.
22 businesses.
22 businesses. 16 have succeeded. 6 of them failed horribly. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm one of those people that I learned from the experience.
Sure.
We've had, myself and my wife have had 3 different property maintenance and cleaning businesses that were very successful. We've done, we had a computer business that I built. I was actually working for a computer recycling company back in New York, and I could get used computers very dirt cheap, and we had a flea market couple towns over from where we lived, where we grew up. And so I said, well, on weekends, why don't I take computers and go there? And I was bringing in, it was funny to say, I was getting paid $300 a week to be a service manager for this company. And I would make almost $3,000 a weekend selling computers and repairing them.
That's incredible.
So I would say I pretty much had my hand in many different things. So I'm that jack of all trades, master of none.
And you mentioned you had all this businesses 20 plus. Did you learn more from your successes or your failures?
Actually, I learned from both, because to keep success going, you need to constantly, I don't want to say reinvent yourself,
right,
but you need to know what your customer or your clientele want. And if you're not asking them questions, you're not going to get the answers. So I find that it works with both of them. But if I had to say, I learned from the disasters, because the simple fact is that when something goes bad, we plan for certain things, but you don't plan for everything.
Sure.
So when something goes bad, you learn, what could I have done? And the old saying, hindsight is 20/20.
Sure.
Honestly, if somebody comes to me today and says, I want to start a business, I'm going to tell them, I'm going to give them the tools and resources to help them launch this business. But I'm going to be honest with them. I'm going to say it takes work and dedication.
You bet.
There is nothing that, there's no free ride on this. And there are no get-rich-quick schemes. I mean, if you want to try and get rich quick, go to the casinos.
Gotcha. Maricopa, let's talk a little bit about Maricopa City. For the longest time, when prices of properties were going up and stuff, and the prices here in Phoenix back maybe about 12 years ago, a little bit more, were being so high that it was prohibitive for people. They would drive out to the fringes of Phoenix, Maricopa being one of them, Baca being another city, to buy property, right? Drive until you qualify, I think it was the thing. And Maricopa became pretty much very, very desirable until the collapse.
Well, it was actually it became the poster child for the housing boom and the housing crunch.
Right.
And my analogy was, I would say to people, you could go there and you could drive into any convenience store, fill up with gas, and get a mortgage. And they would look at you and go, what? Seriously? But there are still great values on properties there.
Yep.
It has since turned to a positive for the real estate market, where we're not only are we seeing growth in homes being built now.
It's about 50,000 people live there.
Yeah, we actually did a census. We did a mid-year census in 2015, which the numbers kind of fluctuate a little, because we have about 5,000 people that are both Canadian and what you would call snowbirds. So they spend 6 months out of the year here and 6 months back wherever. But the steady population, I'm going to say, is around 47 to 48,000 people.
Right on.
It's growing again. There's a lot of business opportunity. The downside to a city growing up fast is the fact that the business infrastructure doesn't grow with it. So now it's a situation where we need things like, I don't want to say restaurants. We're getting loaded up on restaurants, but we need those manufacturing businesses. We need businesses that are going to set down roots, and we need to see the turn of business, because our business culture is that we have about 60% of the businesses in Maricopa are home-based, and only about 30% are actually commercial businesses. So, and I think the number was 1,400 businesses overall last year, and 700 of those roughly were home-based, and they said about 320 were commercial businesses. So it kind of gives you an idea. There's still a 2-to-1 ratio. Yep. But there's a huge upside in that aspect. Now the the one battle that we really have in Maricopa is when a business wants to become a commercial business, there's a lack of space. And the other downside to that is the space goes for a premium. So if when people ask me, they go, well, I want to have this small shop, negotiate. I tell them honestly, sit down with the owners and the property managers, and if you don't negotiate with them, you're not going to know what you're going to get.
Right.
So.
Well, we have a nice little concept that you and I discussed.
Correct.
That we're going to bring down to all the cities throughout the United States, and it's just going to revolutionize the way people share office space. And
Well, when do you want to start?
Hey, man, we're starting it already right now here in Phoenix, man. I appreciate it, Eric. Thank you so much. And we're going to have to do a little trip to Maricopa.
Yes, I want you to come down there, and I do want to give if I could.
Please do.
I want to give a plug for the Maricopa Business Council. We are about 90 members strong now. We have both commercial and home-based businesses. There's no charge to join us. You can actually go to maricopabusinesscouncil.org and sign up. You'll be on our website. We're going to be doing a lot of fun things this year, and I want to just say that the potential in Maricopa is huge, and what you and I have talked about in bringing this this whole concept to Maricopa, of space sharing and co-working, is such a critical thing for all areas. So
it's going to work.
I'm excited.
It's going to work. It's going to work, and we'll get down there. We'll take a little field trip right down to Maricopa. We'll line up maybe about 10, 15 local entrepreneurs, and we'll do the Maricopa City edition of Entrepreneurs in Fuego. That'd be fun.
Well, we'll even get the city council to come out. I've got connections there, so I'll take full advantage of it.
You strike me like the person who knows people.
That's been my goal. Make the connections and build the business.
That's the man. All right, with that, we're out.